Get ready for some heart-pounding action as we take you through 30 mountain lion encounters. From fighting dogs to breaking into houses, these incredible moments are not for the faint of heart and capture exactly why these big cats are some of the deadliest apex predators in the wild. Picture this. You have to go to the restroom and you can't wait. But when you get there, you hear a strange noise coming from one of the open stalls, and when you look, it's not a person, it's a mountain lion. That's exactly what happens to a student as they walk up on a scared puma in one of the stalls. But while most people would run for their lives in this situation, the student didn't. At Highland Hammock State Park, a woman walks on the wooden path hoping to meet some friendly animals along the way. But while there is an animal approaching from the distance, it is anything but friendly. A Florida panther, which is a subspecies of the mountain lion, shows up out of nowhere and slowly walks toward the woman, and there's just not enough space for her to hop out of its way. So all she can do is pray that the panther's in a good mood. Speaking of being in a tricky situation, a wildlife expert tries to squeeze through a tight space when his life flashes before his eyes because a menacing mountain lion is charging right at him. Things go from 0 to 100 within seconds as the scared cat panics and tries to escape the area. But this is an enclosed space. It's got nowhere to run. So things are about to get even more dicey here. That could have been so much worse. A family is out on an adventure deep in the jungle when they're stopped in their tracks by something their daughter has spotted. It's not just any animal, it's a puma, ready to attack. In these parts, big cats can ambush you without making a single sound, and looking at the stance, it seems like this puma was also seconds away from jumping out and attacking them. However, it's been spotted, and now things are complicated. While pumas do not usually attack humans without reason, this one probably thought the child could have become its dinner. That said, with the parents holding on to the kids, the puma will think twice before actually doing anything. If there's one thing you shouldn't do after encountering a cougar in an enclosed space, it's getting closer and filming it. But that's exactly what this guy does as he crawls 12 feet into a cave just to disrupt the big cat's sleep. The cougar is clearly agitated, so much so that it opens its mouth and shows its teeth to warn the man. Besides, you don't want to be stuck in a cave with a mountain lion. Some people never learn, though. This man's hubris could cost him dearly.
Oh, dang.
Oh, dang, indeed. Speaking of playing with fire, a man and his dog have stumbled upon a puma in the woods, but rather than pulling the dog away and running for its life, he lets his pet bark at the mountain lion, which is a big mistake.
Timber.
Even though the puma isn't larger than the dog, the difference between them is still massive. So much so that if the big cat wanted, it could probably destroy both the dog and its owner. But this guy doesn't realize that and doubles down on his foolish strategy. They're lucky the puma isn't in the mood for a fight, because things could have gone very differently here. While the dog continues to bark, the man gains some sense, slowly pulling away from the mountain lion to get out of this tricky situation. A group of backpackers make their way across the Sequoia National Forest in California when they spot a mountain lion blocking the path ahead. Rather than turning around and choosing a different path, though, they decide to go forward.
How you doing? Need a shirt?
I've got a video.
The mountain lion could be anywhere after it walks out of their sight, and yet they think they could somehow sneak past one of the deadliest predators in the wild. Well, they're about to find out why this is a bad idea.
I don't really like this.
They get a nice surprise when the mountain lion isn't on the road, but above them. It's almost as if they've walked right into the big cat's trap, and now all they can do is pray that it's not hungry enough to attack them.
I get it.
Back up.
What would you do if a massive puma appeared outside your patio door? Well, despite their ferocious nature and size, even mountain lions are cats at the end of the day, and that's evident here too as the beast comes face to face with the family cat. It goes without saying that there's a massive size difference here, and we've already seen what happens when a mountain lion fights a cat. But this little cat is brave, so much so that it's ready to get out there and teach this puma a lesson. Initially, the puma is absolutely shocked to see the cat even attempting to act tough. And yet, it still can't resist flinching at the mighty cat's aggression through the glass. Now that's a cat who knows how to defend its territory. In May 2021, a man had a terrifying encounter while returning from his hike in the Big Cottonwood Canyon because just as he was about to reach the parking lot, he realized a mountain lion was following him.
Going away. I'm not gonna bug you. I'm going away. I'm going away. I'm not gonna bug you.
The man did the right thing by making himself bigger and calmly backing away, because running can actually trigger the prey chase instinct in cougars. But the thing is, even this strategy wasn't working.
I promise I'm not gonna bug you. I'm not gonna bug you. I'm going away. I'm going away. I'm going away. I'm going away.
The mountain lion was actually getting closer to him, and things were getting even more intense. Now, cougar attacks are very uncommon, so it is possible she was trying to protect her cubs, but that didn't make it any less dangerous.
I'm not gonna bug you. I promise. I'm going away. I'm going away. I'm going away. I'm not gonna bug you. I'm going.
The cougar eventually veered off after chasing the man for 5 minutes. On January 4th, 2022, a Colorado man was woken up in the middle of the night by a strange noise outside his house. When he got up and went to take a look, however, he discovered something truly terrifying. A mountain lion had killed a cow elk on his front porch and was busy eating its remains. But the scary thing is that the big cat didn't seem fazed by the man's presence one bit, staring right back at him through the window. Luckily, the mountain lion had already done its hunting for the day, so it just walked off, leaving the poor guy with a big mess to clean up. Sometimes you don't even have to provoke a mountain lion. For instance, this runner was walking through the woods, minding his own business, when a baby cougar started running at him out of nowhere. And the thing is, babies are always being watched by their mothers.
Oh. 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 Ah!
The mountain lion looks very aggressive, leaping multiple times toward the man. And he's lucky he hasn't been attacked yet. This saga isn't over just yet, though, because even when he does everything right, it makes the cougar angrier.
Go away! No! No! You, dude!
The whole thing continues for 6 long minutes as the man backs off while desperately asking the cougar to go away. And then, just when he thinks he's about to lose this battle, something changes.
Yeah, get away.
It may be easy to scare mountain lions when you're in a group, but in a solo situation, they're absolutely fearless. Not to mention, if they feel threatened, then they're even more eager to bring you down.
Get back.
The hunter has a gun pointed at the beast, but it's not fazed at all. If anything, it's the hunter who's on the back foot here, because sometimes a handgun bullet isn't enough to stop these apex predators. Where most animals would run for their lives after hearing a gunshot, the brave mountain lion is merely annoyed by it. But the gunshot also saved the guy, because if he was a split second slower, he'd be in a lot of trouble. In July 2023, a man was hiking in the Trabuco Canyon area of Orange County when he spotted a mountain lion just casually sitting at the top of a hill.
It's Uno. Just chilling here. I just came around the corner here. She's literally just sitting here watching me.
Now, the fascinating thing about this particular cat was that it was wearing a collar, meaning it was being tracked. Plus, there was also a good possibility that this mountain lion was well behaved and wouldn't attack the hiker.
Oh, shit.
That said, no matter how well you train a mountain lion, it will never guarantee safety from it. So when the hiker saw it coming down towards him, he knew he could be in trouble, and all he could do was prepare himself for the worst possible outcome.
Wow.
Deep in the night, at a ski resort, a curious mountain lion manages to walk into the building and make itself cozy in a corner. However, while the big cat is comfortable at night, things aren't the same when it wakes up. The mountain lion is anxious and doesn't understand windows. In fact, it tries to jump several times, hitting the glass and falling back. Of course, all this commotion wakes up the people inside, too. While the mountain lion appears to run away, this saga isn't actually over yet. Because as a woman takes her dog out on a walk, the big cat sneaks up right behind them. and it won't be long before things get out of hand. In April 2017, a man heard his cat making strange noises in the kitchen, but while he was expecting another cat on the other side of the door when he walked in, he didn't expect an actual mountain lion.
Okay.
Come here, friend. Look at this.
Oh my God.
The cat doesn't seem bothered by the mountain lion's presence, but the situation is dangerous regardless. After all, there is no way anyone would trust a glass door against a beast of this size.
What's it?
They're out back.
Tommy, are you kidding me?
Shh, you want to scare the cat away. They're still in bed. They're still in bed.
Luckily, the mountain lion was just curious and didn't actually want to fight with the family cat. Still, before leaving, the beast decides to show off its majesty one more time.
Wow. Look how... God, it looks like a dang on lion. Well, he's a mountain lion, isn't he?
In Costa Rica, a park ranger makes the mistake of getting a bit too close to a young puma, and now, with the mountain lion right next to her, she doesn't know what to do. The puma isn't aggressive, but that doesn't mean it can't be agitated, so the other rangers advise the lady to stay still so the mountain lion may walk away on its own. But of course, these things are never as simple as they seem. The puma stands alongside the ranger for almost a minute, scanning the area around her. The ranger, on the other hand, is extremely scared and doesn't move a muscle. But that level of calmness might save her life here. Witness a nerve-wracking incident as a curious mountain lion makes its way onto someone's patio and has a stare-down with their small dog.
He wants to eat my dog. Oh, shit.
Small dogs have a knack for going crazy seeing an intruder, but this little guy is absolutely laser-focused on the mountain lion. That's not necessarily a good thing because the beast is getting closer by the second.
Dash. Dash, get back. Dash. Dash.
The woman keeps asking her dog to move back, but the dog is just not ready to listen. Thankfully, the mountain lion isn't champing at the bit to attack the dog either, so it's a game of who gets bored first. On November 5th, 2021, in Orange County, a couple of friends were out hiking when they heard something run at them from behind, and when they turned around to look, it was indeed a mountain lion.
Back, mountain lion! Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back, mountain lion! Get back!
If they hadn't turned in time, the mountain lion would have definitely attacked them. But now that it's been spotted, the big cat has stopped in its tracks and is now contemplating its next move.
Go away! Go away! Fuck, it's gonna follow us up in a second. Keep your eyes.
They do the right thing by slowly walking backward without ever turning their backs on the mountain lion. But the big cat is savvy and keeps changing positions to get closer to the hikers. It won't be easy to get rid of it.
We're still here! Go away, mountain lion! We're still here! Oh, it's scratching its claws. Here, start walking away.
In September 2020, a mountain lion got loose in a neighborhood of Pacifica, California, and no one knew what to do about it. The most terrifying thing about the incident, though, is the fact that there were kids riding bikes right in front of it. It was a young mountain lion, likely displaced by the wildfires, and luckily it didn't show any aggressive body language. But it was still watching the kids closely, which could mean trouble if things stayed the same. No one knows where the big cat went after that. Witness an incredible scene from Montana, where a photographer's gone deep into the woods to look for wildlife, and, well, it's his lucky day because he's spotted a mountain lion. Most photographers wear camo and use other techniques to hide themselves from the wildlife, and this guy thought he did enough to avoid the mountain lion as well. But these are some of the sharpest animals in the wild, and you can't escape their sight even if you try. The mountain lion slowly starts creeping up on the photographer, and his life could be in danger. However, this guy's a pro, and he knows the risks of staying there. In Chile, a wildlife naturalist stumbles upon a Patagonian puma couple, and while the mountain lions don't seem aggressive, things do get a little too close for comfort.
As Renee and I watch, the mystery male keeps coming straight at us, guarding his potential mate.
Now, when the pumas start closing in, most people think they're being aggressive, but the reality is they're just inherently curious animals and will check out anything that could potentially cause them harm. So if the humans don't threaten that couple, they should be fine.
This is when you need to stand your ground.
We group together, essentially forming a pack of our own.
Mountain lions aren't always the predators in the wild. Sometimes these majestic beasts find themselves in tricky situations as well. This mountain lion is stuck on the edge of a cliff with a bunch of dogs, and while it could probably get up and scare the dogs away, it doesn't feel secure enough to do anything risky. The big cat is absolutely miserable and keeps trying to threaten the dogs, but they don't care one bit. Imagine going along a highway, taking in all the beautiful views, only to be interrupted by something even more fascinating, a mountain lion. Well, that's exactly what happened to this guy who had to stop his car and get a closer look. The puma is slowly moving toward the vehicle, and while the driver is nonchalantly recording it, he better have his windows rolled up. After all, these beasts can close down the distance and pounce on you within milliseconds. He's lucky this puma's not in a mood to fight. You don't realize how deadly an apex predator actually is until you encounter one in the wild, because the danger isn't about their strength or aggression. In most cases, you can't even see these beasts before they attack you. This mountain lion is the perfect example of a deadly apex predator because it's perched up in a tree away from prying eyes, and it's incredibly well hidden, meaning most of its prey won't even notice until it's too late. Speaking of a mountain lion's ability to hide itself, here's a scene from Ojai, California, where a man is casually jogging on a road. But little does he know that he is being stalked by a mountain lion. The mountain lion perfectly hides itself behind some bushes as the man runs past it, totally oblivious to the fact that he could be attacked from behind. That could have gone way worse. In Rondônia, Brazil, a man walks up on a scene straight out of a wildlife documentary as a cougar pounces on a capybara and tries to pin it down. Well, while this would usually be a straightforward hunch for the cougar, the man's presence complicates it.
Tá porra, velho. Olha eu andando aqui no meio do mato. O que eu achei aqui? A onça pegou.
Since the man isn't far enough away, he distracts the cougar from its goal. So much so that it totally forgets about the capybara, who's still desperately trying to escape its grasp. However, with the cougar's focus on the man, he needs to back off immediately.
Pegando a capivara.
The capybara probably can't believe its luck. In April 2024, in the San Juan National Forest in Colorado, a worker was about to release water from the reservoir when he spotted two young mountain lions trapped in the spillway.
It's okay, bud. Oh, you poor guy. Poor guy.
Rescue officers arrived on the scene in no time and lowered a rope down into the spillway for the mountain lions. But while the first one held on and got out safely, things were a little more complicated for the second cat.
Atta boy. Good boy.
Mountain lions are some of the stealthiest animals in the wild because not only are they nimble, they also move without any noise. And this is a perfect example of that as a big cat crosses the road right behind an oblivious cyclist. The fascinating thing about this encounter, though, is that these beasts aren't very confrontational. For instance, this mountain lion waited for the cyclist to pass before crossing. So if you don't bother them, they'll leave you alone. Being nimble and deadly doesn't mean they're the smartest animals in the wild, though. In fact, sometimes they behave exactly like a cat. This mountain lion, for instance, has just seen its own reflection in the window, and it doesn't like what it sees. After hissing at its own reflection, the mountain lion continues to stare at it for several more minutes. But thankfully, it does eventually realize that it's not looking at a rival.